The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video.
It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what.
Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you guys doing? I'm trying to get comfortable. Ignore me. My name is Harriyanna. Welcome to or welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as harriyannahook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ass close to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. I'm not coming up there because I got an eczema breakout on my face and it looks fine from back here, but if I get up close you will see it well. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate. And guess who I have on my shirt today? The amazing Izzy. But hi, hello, my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, I legit was just having a casual conversation with one of my best friends and I was just like, yeah, I want to talk about Wicked World again because I am so mad at how half of this series is bad and it's ass cheeks, but the other half is pretty decent. Now, the overall subject for today's video is about how so many companies and just people in general feel like their content needs to have a lot of longevity to it for it to be great, and that is a complete bold-faced lie, and I will be using Descendants as the main example for that. Specifically, Descendants Wicked World. For those of you guys that don't know, Descendants Wicked World is the short-lived animated series that happens right after the first Descendants movie. So Descendants was already planned to be Disney's next big thing as they campaigned it for it to be the next High School Musical, the next Hannah Montana. Before the Descendants movies were like, you know, finished in post-production, they already were starting a doll line for it. They were already getting a book made for it. Disney pushed to make sure that franchise did not flop, and part of the reason why is that they ended up using well-loved and well-known Disney characters to get people to view it and engage with it. And I am one of those people that it worked on because Disney's goal for Descendants was to make money. The purpose of the Disney Channel musical that we know nowadays is to make money, and I'm at fault for that. I own all 4 of the Out of the Lost books. I own almost all of the Descendants School of Secret books. I own all 3 of the movies, and I even have some of the merch. Literally have a damn Descendants keychain on my keys that I take everywhere with me. As I mentioned in my video about how Disney's greed ruined Descendants, which will be linked down below if you guys have not seen that, Descendants having too much of something is what made it bad, and not just bad by like family and children's entertainment bad, like Ryan Murphy bad. Never reviewing Glee, by the way, on this channel. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Like, if you guys are not aware, every single Descendants property is created and written by different people. But people don't know that because it always falls under the Disney umbrella. So you'd assume that the same people were making everything, right? Nope. Everything had a different group of people working on it. The only thing that was pretty much the same was the cast if they needed them. Fuck, there's even 2 different book series written by 2 different people, and you can tell. There's a series called the Out of the Lost book series, and then there's another one called the Descendants School of Secrets book series. And this right here wouldn't be so frustrating with them having so much material if everything was consistent, because Descendants, one of the things that it gets made fun of for is that it has really poor continuity. Because why do the characters feel so different in almost every single thing that they're in? And I'd say the Out of the Lost book characters are about on the same level as the characters from the movies, because the author for the books used what was in the movies to write in the books, but it would be so fucking weird because the movies would literally omit a lot of the shit that she put in the book series. Like, you see where I'm coming from? Descendants Wicked World didn't do that. Now, in my opinion, if you're gonna watch Descendants Wicked World, I highly recommend skipping the first season and just watching the second season, because the first season is just very fucking unbearable. And season 2 is honestly one of the highlights of the overall franchise because it was able to keep a consistent story and it felt a bit true to the Out of the Lost book series and the movies. With Descendants Wicked World season 1, the characters were more of an issue than the storytelling, which we gonna get on later because while it wasn't the main problem, it was still a fat ass one. Barely anybody felt the same or their purpose was just there to fill in the background. And I want to bring up 3 characters that were truly affected by the first season of Descendants Wicked World the worst. And that is Mal, Evie, and Audrey's character. As y'all know, Mal is literally a menace to society. But in the Wicked World series, she's much more likable. And I actually did enjoy her character in the Wicked World series. And this wouldn't have been an issue if she didn't go back to being a bitch in the next Out of the Lost book that came out after Wicked World in the second movie that came out after this just as well. I honestly like Mal a lot in Descendants Wicked World, as I mentioned earlier, because you can see that she actually was trying to do better and was doing better about her behavior and her bad attitude. But also, that is not Mal. I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't know who that girl is in season 1 of Descendants Wicked World. Mal is not nice. Like, she's actually a mean girl. Like, y'all know Mean Girl by Young Baby Tate? Mean ass bitch, give a fuck if you like me. That's her.
Mean, not nice. Mean ass bitch, fuck if you like me.
Now we gotta move on to Evie, because while Evie is sweet for the most part, she can have a little attitude problem here and there. She's a she's sweet as pie. Nice overall. She's sweet to everyone, always there to help people. She just be in her own little mind, fashion design and whatever. Can you explain to me why she was so fucking mean in the first season of Descendants Wicked World? Like, I actually didn't like Evie in that season at all. Like, I got irritated every time I saw her ass. Like, she was extremely conceited. She only cared about herself. And she was unnecessarily rude to everyone, including her friends. And if you read the first Out of the Lost book, you know that Evie didn't really have any friends because Mal and her mother shut her away from everybody. She wanted friends. She wanted to be liked by people. She wanted to blend in and feel accepted. And that it resulted in her being very kind. And we saw part of that in the first movie with her and Chad's interactions, and he ended up taking advantage of her. Wicked World season 1 just threw all of this shit out the window. Because it's strange, in Descendants Wicked World season 2, Evie was a bit back to normal to her usual self. Her behavior in the first season was just disregarded. The last character I want to bring up that got fucked over so badly in the Descendants Wicked World series season 1 is Audrey. Audrey in general just deserves better. Audrey, like many of the other characters in Descendants Wicked World, were just there to fill in the background and take up space. But season 1 Audrey of Wicked World was just a flanderized mess. She had no purpose in the story, just to be there and complain about everything. And it's obvious that they did not know what to do with Audrey's character after Mal took her damn boyfriend. In season 2, we do see that Audrey is still very cautious about Mal because of the bad things that happen between them, but they're way more reasonable because there actually was something wrong that Mal was doing. Well, wrong. What she was doing was wrong, and it made sense because Mal was doing bad things in season 1 of Wicked World, but that season was just so damn confusing. Season 2, much better, much clearer storytelling. Storytelling. In season 2, Mal was slowly going back to her bad ways because of this jewel that she had. In the first Descendants movie, while Audrey was very iffy about Mal because she was a villain kid, she was really nice. She wasn't really like that towards Evie and Carlos and even Jake to a certain extent because they weren't really much of an issue. I understand, don't judge somebody from where they came from, but Mal being weird towards Ben because she wanted to date him for her personal gain, and Audrey was dating Ben at that time period and she noticed it, and then Mal took her boyfriend from her. Audrey had every right to be pissed. I am not one of those people that be like the villain was right and all of that, but Audrey honestly wasn't a villain. She was an antagonist, but she was not a villain, at least in the first movie. All her feelings were justified. While in Wicked World Season 1, Audrey was just there for Mal to just kind of pick on and just be there to complain. In Season 2 of Wicked World, Audrey actually had a purpose again. We noticed that Mal was off with her behavior and she confronted her about it because she was at risk of putting everyone in danger. Like she always is in this franchise. Mal is always about to get somebody knocked the fuck out. But y'all see the big difference between Season 1 and Season 2 of Wicked World? Because the characters felt so off in the first season, the writing for the plot suffered. So much of Season 1 of Descendants Wicked World was just girls being bitchy to each other, and then there would be one, probably 3 seconds out of the entire episode that actually contributes to the plot and it progresses it. Little to nothing much happened until the lead up to the ball that took place at the end of the season when CJ just started fucking up shit little by little. In Season 2, the characters were back to feeling like how they did in the movie and even the Isle of the Lost books to a certain extent, which resulted in a much better story. While Season 2 of Descendants Wicked World is significantly shorter than Season 1, and also a lot of people didn't even know there was a Descendants Wicked World Season 2 because Disney did not promote that shit. New deal for animation, please. Disney honestly be fucking over a lot of the animated shows, and this was one of the ones that suffered from it. But even then, Season 2 of Descendants Wicked World being good, it still has some issues with the storytelling because we are made to believe that this series is canon with the books and the movies until they said out of nowhere, oh, it's not canon. And we know why they did that shit, because they realized so much of the shit that was in Descendants Wicked World was not making sense with the continuity of the books and the movies. They tried to save their ass. And y'all didn't. And y'all want to know how they didn't? Let's look at it right here. It makes no sense because some of what happened in Descendants Wicked World was mentioned in the Isle of the Lost book series. And the things that were mentioned were characters that were introduced in Wicked World. They were in the Isle of the Lost books, but they are completely omitted in the third Descendants movie. But these same characters were also brought up in the last Isle of the Lost book. Are you confused? Because I am. I'm very fucking confused. I'm confused as hell. Overall, Descendants Wicked World and just the Descendants franchise in general, because there's other little things that came out of nowhere, like little other types of booklets and magazines and stuff that wasn't making sense either. Overall, this is just a result of people who worked on all these projects not communicating with each other, and so many of these continuity errors could have been avoided if Disney didn't feel the need to make this franchise extremely long in such a short period of time, because it led to very sloppy and rushed content. Descendants is about as long as the Star Wars franchise. And I am not a Star Wars fan, but I know plenty of people who are, and they've been into that shit since they were little kids. I have family members that were big fans of Star Wars before I was born. But you would not know that because it took decades for Star Wars to have as much material as it is, while all that material for Descendants came out in 3 damn years. That's not a good thing. Rushing things can lead to a lot of miscommunication or just not communicating at all, because it's obvious that Descendants Wicked World was a cash grab. Literally everything that Disney makes is a cash grab at this point, but they were so focused on making money that the quality just was not there. And if Disney were to actually take their time with the Descendants, it would have made things much better for the franchise. And Descendants really isn't the only thing that suffers from this. I see this happen all the time with anime. Sugar Hero went on too long to the point where it became straight ass cheeks. My Hero Academia, while I'm not really caught up on the series because it's just too long, but I got so bored in the later half of it, I just kind of stopped caring. Like I'm bored. Like, I did not have the willpower to go back and finish it. I'll probably finish it one day, but will I ever be finished with it? Because this shit keeps going. And then also, like, they don't do anything with more than half the characters here. Like, all the girls, where are they? They don't do anything. Agresco season 4 is straight ass cheeks, and I don't care what none of y'all say. The second half of the last season of Victorious is ass. It is not good. It is terrible. I understand that longevity means more money, but like, is it worth it when your content suffers from that? Because I see that problem here on YouTube. Because I remember I was looking through Twitter and I was looking through like people's unpopular opinions about YouTube video essays, and a lot of them were saying that a lot of people, what they do, like these 3-hour long videos, could have just been completed in 1 hour. And I be agreeing sometimes. Some of these little 3-hour videos, why am I sitting here for 3 hours when this shit could have been wrapped out in 1 or 1 hour and a half? A 90 little minute movie. Why? What? 4 hours for what? No! Is it worth it that your content suffers from this? But who knows? We live in a very capitalist society, and the media we consume goes on much longer than needed for the sake of consumerism. A lot of short things can kind of fade out, but a lot of stuff that is always having new things coming out will always be talked about, unfortunately. People don't care if what is being talked about are good or bad. They see people are talking about it, which gives people to give their attention to it and for them to spend more money. They don't care if something is bad or good because they know how established it is. They're gonna go make money from it anyway. We saw this issue a lot when it came to, like, you know, those live action movies that they kept making from cartoons, like Casper and Garfield and the live action Scooby-Doo movie. And mind you, I love the live action Casper and I love the live action Scooby-Doo, but I'll be first to tell you that those movies aren't all that great. I enjoyed them, yes, but it's obvious that the sole purpose of them making those films were to make money. And that's pretty much it for today's video. I just wanted to get on here, I just wanted to chit chat and talk like old times. It feels good. I feel like I'm getting my mojo back with just being on camera and just talking like I used to. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you give this video a like and a thumbs up and comment down below. If you guys want to know ways you can support me, I have Buy Me a Coffee and I also have Patreon. The links to those will be down below. I also have merchandise at harriyannahook.com. I have so many new and fun things coming soon, but I do have a lot of stuff on there already that running a business is not easy. But yes, harriyannahook.com. Use hotspot30 for 30% off your order. You guys want to know another way you can support me? I have a GoFundMe campaign going on right now for my web series called The Progeny. This is a Descendants fan series. Please support that if you can. We really could use the donations because we really would like to continue our series and film more. Gonna know way you can support me for free? Just watch The Progenies. It's free on YouTube. And just to follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARRIYNNA. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and have a good night.
Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their ruts. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the chemical X. They coming through and fighting, and everyone they shocking. You know no one can stop them all because of the